Before the alarm on your phone or the first notification chimes, the new day has already bestowed upon you a gift, your breath. Simple, generous, and asking for nothing in return. The morning air gently brushes against your skin. Soft light spills through the window, all of it whispering a quiet reminder. This existence is fragile, rare, and infinitely precious. We often forget this truth as the whirlwind of routine dulls the miraculous into the mundane. Yet the reality remains. Time is the only currency we can never buy back. Money may return, opportunities may come again, but a moment, once gone, is lost forever. If you can walk across a room, brew a cup of tea, call someone you love, or simply gaze up at the sky, you hold a treasure far greater than material wealth. Youth and health are silent blessings. We only truly recognize their value when they begin to slip away. When you live with this awareness, your very gait transforms. You walk lighter, more awake, unburdened by petty complaints. For in that moment, you understand that life itself is a dream unfolding, and your only task is not to squander it. Pain never knocks before entering. It arrives unannounced, inconvenient, sometimes relentless. We resist it, we wish it away. Yet every soul that has walked this earth carries some form of pain within them. The paradox is this: pain is both inevitable and instructive. It doesn't come to punish but to awaken. It strips away illusions, demanding our attention. It whispers, "This matters. This is where you are fragile. This is what you must release or overcome." When we stop viewing pain as an enemy and begin listening to it as a teacher, a new perspective unfolds. Pain is a bell. It will ring until we heed its call. That ringing is not cruel, it is guidance. And the lesson lies not in perfection, but in presence. If we allow it, pain can refine the heart without hardening it. It can carve out space for compassion to take root. And it is at this intersection that pain and dreams begin to dance. Pain lays bare our yearnings, while dreams point the way forward. There is pain and there is suffering. Pain is reality, suffering is the story. Pain says, "This wound is real." Suffering adds, "This wound defines you." Pain says, "I have lost something." Suffering insists, "I am the loss itself." The liberating truth is this: suffering is a choice, not in the sense that it vanishes instantly, but in how we choose to engage with it. We can nurture it through repetition and torment, or we can let it pass with breath and understanding. When we rename the moment, when we choose curiosity over judgment, kindness over blame, acceptance over resistance, we begin to unravel the knot. This is not denial. This is power. We don't pretend the fire isn't hot. We simply learn to hold the flame without letting the house burn down. Gratitude is not a polite platitude. It is a discipline of attention. When the mind is drawn to what's wrong, gratitude turns to find what remains whole. It doesn't erase pain, it reframes it. A hand resting on your shoulder, the warmth of a cup held in your palm, the patience of a friend, or a melody that soothes your heartbeat. These are not small things. They are anchors. When practiced sincerely, gratitude transforms the heart into an open window. Pain finds space to breathe. Dreams find room to sprout. You stop measuring life by what it lacks and begin measuring it by what it offers. From this shift, resilience is born. In this clarity, direction returns. Gratitude is the bridge where pain and dreams meet without canceling each other out. A dream is not mere imagination. It is direction embodied as longing. It guides the soul that yearns to move forward. When you say you want to build, learn, heal, love, or contribute, you are really saying, "I want to live in harmony with my deepest values." Dreams are not louder than pain, but they are more enduring. Pain rises and falls. Dreams persist. Dreams don't shout, they hum. When you grow quiet enough to listen, you realize they are always there, like your own North Star, waiting only for you to walk alongside it in action. The question isn't whether you're worthy of your dreams, but whether you walk with them each day, even when the path feels ordinary. When the path narrows, the mind often screams, "Obstacle." But if you look closely, those tight spots are thresholds, not walls. They demand a password, patience, humility, courage, or perseverance, before allowing you to pass through. The heart learns by moving through what it fears. Avoidance only prolongs fear's life. Presence is what melts it. The next chapter often hides just beyond what we least want to face. Pain tests your steps. Dreams steady your stride. Together, they expand your capacity to embrace paradox, to be both grieving and grateful, anxious and trusting, bereft and loving. All at once, dreams do not compromise with delay. The bridge between pain and dreams is built, plank by plank, through small, repeated steps. A line written, a conversation begun, a walk taken, a clumsy draft. The courage to be a beginner is the most underrated kind of bravery. Action isn't about heroic spectacles, it's about the quiet vows you keep with yourself. Show up for just 15 minutes, lay one brick, return tomorrow. In the arithmetic of becoming, persistence compounds. The world shifts inch by inch, then suddenly surges, and that cascade is forged from countless silent, faithful steps. We live in a culture that worships speed, but life trusts in seasons. You may demand a seed bloom by Tuesday, but the soil responds to its own rhythm. Dreams require patience. Pain requires patience too. Patience is not passive. It is active waiting, eyes open, hands working, heart steady. When nothing seems to happen on the surface, countless things unfold beneath. Roots deepen, foundations settle, the inner framework adjusts to align with the outer form. Trust that quiet work. Trust that invisible orchestration. What we call delay may well be design. At the end of a life, few yearn for another spreadsheet or contract. They long only for a hand to hold. The presence of those we love is a medicine without substitute. Connection reminds us we don't carry our story alone. Even if no one can walk the path for you, someone can walk beside you. Pain teaches us the cost of love. Dreams teach us its promise. When you give time, attention, and kindness, you partake in the oldest magic, connection. Nothing soothes the nerves or expands the spirit like being seen and shared. Love doesn't erase hardship. It makes hardship bearable. Every moment is a small vote for the person you are becoming. You can choose doubt or wonder, bitterness or growth, paralysis or presence. Most decisions are small. Too small for applause, too frequent for ceremony. But repetition shapes destiny. When you choose to tell yourself a kinder story, to breathe before reacting, to assume good intentions, to forgive without chewing on resentment, you quietly redirect the current. Dreams then cease to be ornaments of nighttime sleep and become the compass for daytime choices. Words are not mere ornaments, they are tools. The sentences you repeat to yourself either build a sanctuary or construct a cage. Pay attention to what you tell yourself about pain and dreams. From "why me?" to "what is this asking of me?" From "I can't" to "I'm learning how to." From "it's too late" to "this moment is my teacher." From "I'm broken" to "I'm growing." These are not shallow affirmations. They are a deliberate alignment of language with the person you aspire to become. The mind follows words, and words, in turn, shape the mind. When they walk together, you gain an ally. Imagine your inner life as a house with 4 rooms: body, heart, mind, and soul. Each day, open the window in each room at least once. In the room of the body, treat every movement as a thank you to your health. Rest as a strategy, not a failure. In the room of the heart, let emotions flow without apology. Sorrow and joy drink from the same river. In the room of the mind, curate what you take in. What you read, hear, and watch becomes the ticker tape of your inner world. In the room of the soul, hold a space for stillness, a minute of quiet, a hand on your chest, a whispered trust. This isn't a to-do list, it's a living architecture, so pain doesn't flood the basement, and dreams have a table to sit at. Growth doesn't mean choosing light over darkness. It means learning to hold both without being torn apart. You are allowed to be tired yet hopeful, afraid yet ready, wounded yet wise. The human heart is vast enough to contain it all. When you make space for paradox, you stop arguing with reality and start collaborating with it. This is the subtle art of turning pain into depth and dreams into direction. Nothing essential is lost when you acknowledge the darkness. The essential only grows stronger. This isn't a checklist of techniques, but ways of living in ordinary days that yield lasting impact. Return to your breath whenever you feel swept away. A single deep inhale is a small bridge back to yourself. Keep a small promise, a tiny commitment each day, fulfilled without fanfare, builds inner trust. Touch reality, sunlight, water, a tree, the sky. Reality is a stronger medicine than any concept. End the day with the soft glow of gratitude. Name 3 things you truly cherish. Your nervous system needs to relearn safety. Speak well of others in their absence. Integrity is the pillar that lifts you from within. These gestures are humble. Their impact is not. You can chase a dream while doubting your worth, but that journey will feel like running on glass. Self-worth isn't arrogance. It's the quiet belief that your presence is not a mistake. You don't need to earn your right to exist. You only need to embody it. When you walk with self-worth, you stop bargaining with your value. You stop shrinking to fit narrow rooms. You stop handing others the power to define you. Pain will still visit, but it no longer holds the master key. That key is in your hands, and with it, the power to choose. Your existence is a gift, your time is sacred, and your dreams are worthy of pursuit. Pain will visit, but suffering doesn't need to move in. Let gratitude keep the window open to what remains beautiful. Let action stitch each day into a resilient tapestry. Let patience honor the seasons. Let love be the room you always return to. Above all, remember, you are always one choice away from stepping into a different life. Choose the story that liberates. Choose the breath that brings you back. Choose the steps that keep you faithful to your dreams. In the quiet arithmetic of growth, nothing is wasted. Not pain, not waiting, not starting over. Between pain and dreams, you are learning humanity's oldest art, how to live with a courageous and open heart, and to let that life become your message.